welcome to Laura's World. I'm Laura, and I don't know, this is about as amped up as I'm gonna get right now. I just really wanted to make a video because they're still fun for me, even if I'm like a slug, a self-described slug. I know there's a few of you who have been wondering what's going on, what happened to your video. It's all right. It makes me feel good about myself when people ask what the hell's going on. So for the handful of you that are my regular viewers, you have no idea what you mean to me. Yeah, I'm sick. Something's going on here, as usual. But yeah, just wanted to do something. So let's go. So I put a fun little pink scrunchie in my head. Doesn't match anything, but that's okay because pink is one of my favorite colors. Gee, I wonder what gave that away. And as my shirt, I got my pump hanging in the outside of my shirt, but I have this like 80s, 90s inspired, I don't know, design. Out of this world, it says. Stitch is one of my pump flipped. Okay. Stitch is one of my most favorite and treasured Disney characters of all time. Same for my husband. We're just like Stitch obsessed. And I'm wearing it in partial celebration of the, I don't know, should we call it a termination? Yeah, termination of Bob Chapek, the now former CEO of Disney. Bob Iger, who said he would never come back, has come back on a temporary basis to get things back to the way they should be. As soon as I keep calling him Bob Paycheck because that's his nickname. As soon as Bob Chapek stepped in, the magic started leaving. Yes, I am years old, and I still believe in the Disney magic, or the magic of Disney. That's why my husband and I would go as often as we did when I was working. And we had the annual passes, and we'd fly down in a tin can, aka Spirit Airlines. We'd do like 2-3 day trips and pack all of our shit into a duffel bag so we had no luggage, no weight, hop off the plane and just go. Yeah, I miss that, and I hope to get back to that at some point if my financial situation ever improves, but until then I just have to sit and wear all my Disney shirts because I have an entire wardrobe of Disney clothing, including Cherry Tree Lane dresses. If you're not familiar with what they are sold in downtown Disney. Excuse me, they renamed it Disney Springs. It's a boutique in Disney Springs, and they make beautiful, beautiful dresses. It's not an everyday wear type of thing because they are a little bit more glamorous, a bit more glamorous than anything I normally wear, but I have a small collection of them, and I have worn them for various events. I went to a Miss America 100th anniversary party wearing one of them. I went to a fancy formal awards dinner wearing one. The list goes on. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm sporting my 80s, 90s Stitch shirt, looking like a slob. I don't care. I'm sure you've noticed this pod on the side of my face. My husband was looking at me yesterday. I finally got out of the house. What a weekend to leave the house, but it was okay. I had my scooter, and I call it my chariot, and I was in my little space on my scooter. Nobody was bothering me. And he looked over because we decided to walk the plaza from Target down to PetSmart, and he looks over and he goes, "Oh my God, your poor face." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I've just never seen zits grouped together like that." I'm like, that happens to me all the time, bub. So I've been trying everything. I mean, the swelling is way down now. Obviously, it didn't get this way on its own. I am a terrible hypocrite. Terrible hypocrite, because I tell everybody, don't touch your zits, don't play with your zits, don't squeeze them, put a zit sticker on them, dry them out when they're white-headed, or moisturize them when they're starting out. There's things to do to make it easier on yourself so that this doesn't happen. But I'm a glutton for punishment, and I don't listen to my own advice, and that's what I get. Thursday in these United States was a day colloquially known as Thanksgiving. Based on horrible things, we still get together as families and eat a big meal. And I'm not gonna lie, taken out of the context of what Thanksgiving originally was, I do enjoy sharing a meal with my family. It's very rare that we sit together at the table, because usually the table, I've mentioned before, is just piled high with crap. My husband is like Captain Amazing, because with minimal effort from me, actually, he at one point told me, just go sit down, please, because I was trying to help clean. That didn't go so well. I just kept knocking shit over, and he was like, just go sit. Just go sit. So I don't blame him for his frustration. He was trying very hard. And when the house gets into the condition that it was in, it's very stressful, and clutter and mess and piles and things stress you out more. So it's a vicious cycle. The place was not immaculate by any means, but the kitchen was cleaned. The dining room area was cleaned. The living room was tidied up enough to make space for everyone. And by everyone, I mean me, my husband, our baby Maisie, my mom, we got her out of bed, and my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law. And we had a nice meal. He pulled it out. He got no help from me whatsoever, but the thing is, he loves to cook. He loves cooking and baking. That's his thing. I remember in happier times when we were living in the condo in another town a little further south from here, when we were finally starting our independent lives. I'm not even going to go there. We decided we were going to redo the kitchen. We got a fridge, a dishwasher, and a microwave. We also wound up getting a toaster oven, I think, and a regular push-down toaster. Anyway, all brand new appliances. Oh yeah, and a convection oven. That was a big deal to him. And we wound up working out a deal. It was under $5,000. Well, $5,000 in 2016. Don't know what it equates to today, but we went through a store called Best Buy. I had a credit card through Best Buy, and I had no interest. I paid no interest on any of this stuff, and I paid it about a year early. I paid it off a year ahead of time. I'm telling you, with the means, when I was making the money that I was making and my husband's income, I was the budget master. Like, there was not one penny that didn't go uncategorized. That's why, we both had almost perfect credit scores. That's why we got 3.25% on our freaking mortgage. That's why I got any and every credit card I ever applied for. Like, now is a different story. Now I am completely, fucked up. But let me get back to what I was saying. We hosted our first Thanksgiving in that condo, and we had all our brand new appliances, and we were very proud. When we moved to where we are now, we left the fridge. I was very upset because I chose that fridge specifically. That was my choice. He chose the oven. He chose the microwave. He chose the dishwasher. I said, you go have fun, do whatever the hell you want. I want to pick the fridge. And so that's the way it was. But when we moved, we left the microwave and we left the fridge because we couldn't get the fridge out. Turns out that the condo was not built squarely. So even though we measured, and we measured 3 times, we measured in the same spot 3 times. Nay. came up at an angle at one point. I mean, my husband spent 3 days with circular file, like the sandpaper, on the cabinet. Horrible. Just working at it, trying to make space for the fridge to go in because it wouldn't go all the way back. And so we pushed it back as far as it would go. It still stuck out and it was still a problem. Oh my god, the joys of home ownership. But now I'm just rambling. Anyway, we left the fridge because we just couldn't get it out. But we took the dishwasher and we took the oven to this new house and then moved the dishwasher and oven that were here into the condo because I don't know what the laws are where any of you guys live, but there are certain appliances that are considered required. Another thing that is not required, I had an amazing washer and dryer set. It was huge. It was absolutely, I could like fit in it if I wanted to. They were huge. They were floor models. My in-laws bought us the dryer because the dryer we had, there were gas. It was gas, not electric, and the gas line had corroded, and it corroded part of the connector on the back of the dryer. So they helped us a great deal, and they bought us the dryer, and then we looked at each other and said, why don't we get the washer to go with it? It wasn't extraordinarily expensive. And remember, at the time, we had 2 incomes. We were like, if you guys ever watched the cartoon Doug Funny, his next door neighbors were the Dinks. Very expensive, that guy. Dink stood for double income, no kids. So we were a younger version of the Dinks. And we were able to do such things. And anyway, getting back to focus here, because the rambling is getting a little much. Sorry about that. Thanksgiving was awesome. My husband made amazing food. We brine the turkey every year. It sits in a bath of herbs, spices, and buttermilk. And it sits in a pot in the fridge for 24 hours and just soaks it up. And it's just so juicy and yummy and flavorful. Like, I used to hate turkey. I wouldn't eat turkey. There was one year my mom actually made tofurkey for me because I was just like, ugh. I hated turkey. I'll eat it now when my husband brines it. That's what I mean. He is a cook. He is a chef, that man. And he made mashed potatoes, and my mom made box stuffing. And my mom actually also made her own cranberry sauce from scratch. My husband made a cranberry sauce that was gluten-free for my celiac mother-in-law. He also made table rolls that were gluten-free because of the celiac disease. My mom contributed crescent rolls as well, and then I myself got my own can of cranberry sauce. Yes, I'm extra. I'm one of those people who I love eating canned cranberry sauce. It's smooth textured and tastes good. Oh god, I don't care. He also made a sweet potato casserole, which a few years ago I had to stop eating for reasons relating to a surgery. There were certain foods I couldn't take anymore, and I was very upset because one was a very culturally specific food, a very Slavic food that I couldn't eat, and another thing was sweet potatoes. One of the things that he made me when I was healing was sweet potato mash, and I took one bite and it just all came up. I couldn't take it. And we figured out if it's pureed to the point of baby food, I can have it. And so he added in walnuts or cashews, or no, not cashews, walnuts, and of course marshmallows on top, and he browned them, and it was really good. There were a couple other things on the table, but he pulled it off all by himself, and it was a delicious meal, and I was happy to have it with my family. And then my mom bought and baked in her little toaster oven in her bedroom a pumpkin pie and an apple pie, and we had that too. So that was my Thanksgiving. How was yours, if you celebrated, or how was your Thursday? I'm going right into the fragrance du jour because I need a pick me up, or I don't know if it's going to pick me up, but I need to smell something pretty. And I'm going with the Kenzie, I guess, signature. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I have to let it dry a little better because unfortunately, I don't know if it's just with these little stick fragrances that Kenzie has, there's a little higher alcohol content, but fragrances require alcohol because it helps it dry faster. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm getting yet. I'll have to look that up. All right, so Kenzie by Kenzie is a floral woody musk fragrance for women. I wasn't getting too much musk, but if you say so. Kenzie was launched in 2016. Kenzie the fragrance, not Kenzie the company. Kenzie the company was formed in 1994 in Vancouver, Canada. Top notes are peach, mandarin, orange, and green notes. Green notes. Middle notes are jasmine, orange, blossom, violet, rose, cyclamen, and oak moss. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amber, sandalwood, musk, and cedar. I guess it all just mixes together really harmoniously because I can't. It could be me, I'm a little off, but I can't pick one thing out specifically. It all just really blends together well. I'm a big fan of Kenzie fragrances. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of moisturizing crap on my face. If I'm right or wrong, I don't really care at this point. My eyelids were crusting a little bit. My face is a mess. I'm starting to get the picture of a cyclical story. Before I got into making these videos and really into skincare, I really didn't do much about it. I would wash my face sometimes with Clinique. I would, use Neutrogena or whatever that grapefruit cleanser was, the stuff that they say, oh God, don't use. But I really didn't care too much. And I noticed that I didn't have a big problem. I was very fortunate in that when I was a teenager growing up, going through puberty and everything, I didn't have breakout problems. I didn't have acne like both of my parents did. My father had acne so bad that he actually still, to the day he died, had some scarring, some pitting. Not super noticeable because he, from time to time, had a beard or a mustache or, you'd have to get up close to see it. My mother had acne and still has rosacea. I was lucky, I was blessed, I didn't have problems. And it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's kind of humorous to me that when I finally start giving a shit about my skin and taking care of it and dealing with the aging aspect of it and the condition of it, all this stuff starts to happen. And I think I need to get a notebook or something. The reason I say that, I'm not trying to be funny. If this really is cyclical, then that means that I need to pinpoint at what point in the week or month I need to change what product I'm using. See, I know, or at least I think I know, when things get like this side is almost finally completely healed, so then this side acted up. I know using a resurfacing cleanser or any kind of exfoliant, whether it be physical or chemical, is not going to be a good idea. Right now, what I need to do is moisturize, as far as I understand. If you know something different, please tell me. First thing I put on my eyelids was this Moisture Boost by Tony Moly Cooling Algae Eye Serum. It goes on easy, it absorbs pretty quick, and it does the job, but I put quite a few different things after they're absorbed. Then I put on a little bit of this Miss Flower Mr. Honey Propolis Rejuvenating Lotion. by Vanilla Co. I do love this stuff, and I went on Ulta and I saw the price tag of the full bottle and said, that's gonna have to go on sale for me to buy it, because it seemed a little pricey. 5-6 months ago, I would have been like, ching, okay, fine, good. But now that I'm like maxed out and dripped dry, I'm not buying things, and I'm like, no, let me just use up what I have. And see, that little bit that I just put on was perfect. It was just a perfect amount for my face, my skin, because it went right in. My skin sucked it right up. Next, Babs will be overjoyed to know that I have, in fact, located and been using the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. Don't know if that's going to come up. Well, you get the gist, right? I've noticed it's a little weird, and you tell me if you've noticed the same if you use this product. It separates a little bit, like the avocado oil kind of rises to the top, and I have to mix it every once in a while, and I do use it a few times a week, but I have to mix it up with a tool or anything around here that I can find to mix it. Don't worry, it's all clean. I'm not putting dirty stuff in my eye products. But she was right. It doesn't reek of avocado because I hate avocados, but it is very rich and very nourishing and moisturizing. And I appreciate the extra push from Babs to actually try to use it, because even though I didn't say, hey, I'm using it, well, now I'm telling you, hey, I'm using it. And like I said, it's not overwhelmingly stenchy. But a little bit, like with most of the things that I have, just a little bit goes a long way, and it works. Now I'm coming in with this Josie Marin Whipped Argan Oil Be True Unscented. This was like most things that I have. Most, not all, but most, or was a sample. It's a pretty hefty sample, if I do say so, because like I said, just a little bit, is gonna cover my face. So I'll put betwixt my fingers. And just kind of rub that in. Now, what am I sick with this time? I don't know. I really don't know. But for the past few days, it's been a real challenge for me to stay upright and awake. Right now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pushing myself, but I'm not feeling the urge to fall asleep exactly. That might have to do with the fact that I went to bed Saturday night around 7 p.m. And then I got up for about an hour. I said I woke up around 2 o'clock. No, lies. I woke up around 6 a.m. And I said, okay, maybe I'm up now. Maybe I'm awake. I mean, my body was hurting because you're not meant to be laying down for that long. So I got up and I came in here into my office, and I brought my iPad with me because I need to do the dialogue for my next story post on my Sims story. And I've been carrying this iPad around with me for days because I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit and I'm going to do it. It's going to get done. And then like I fall asleep or I get brain fog or something stupid happens. So I was in here and I started watching some British history videos because if you're not aware, I am classified, I guess, as an Anglophile. I love British things. I love all things British. Some of the history is a little gross, but what country doesn't have gross history? I mean, seriously, every country's got dirt. But I love things about British culture, British history, British food, believe it or not, British snacks, music, arts, the whole gamut. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of documentary type YouTube videos, and some of the drama crap. I don't like drama because I was brought down into it a few times myself, and I don't like how it feels, so I can't imagine the people it's aimed at feel any better. Or maybe they have thicker skin than I do, I don't know. So anyway, I came in here, I'm watching some things, and I feel myself slowly starting to dip and go, like, and I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I slept for like 11 hours and now I gotta go back to bed. So I tried to push and I tried to stay up, and it got to a point where I was literally like, because I couldn't keep my eyes open. I said, fine, I went back to bed. Next thing I know, it's 9 in the morning. All right, so it's 3 hours later ish. And my husband's great. He got a church gig. We're both musicians, but he got a church gig to get a little extra income. I feel so bad. It's my fault. But he says he's not concerned about it, and it's, he likes the congregation. It's not the religion of either one of us, but it makes sense. And so he's the choir director at this church, and he gets paid to do it, so yay, extra money. What? I'm also suffering from severe brain fog. Can't figure it out. So anyway, I wake up when he's getting ready to leave, and he's like, don't worry, just go back to sleep. I'll see you when I get back. And then next thing I know, it's noon. Okay, so I got more sleep. And I said, enough is enough. I gotta get up. I forced myself to I got dressed. I was like, we're gonna make a day of this. We're gonna do something today. We did nothing. It rained all day, which of course aggravated my migraine and my arthritis. But I powered through, and I took my medications, and played with the dog a little bit, and we sat and we watched. I don't know if you guys have Netflix or if you're able to access American Netflix or whatever country it's on, but there's a show called Wednesday. It's neat. It's really neat. It's about Wednesday Addams, and a lot of people are critiquing Gomez Addams. But you know what? People who were around for the Addams Family Values movie, the two movies that Raul Julia was in, that he's like a romanticized version. I'm not dissing his acting or the way he portrayed the role. I think he did an excellent job. The issue is, if you look at the original Addams comics that were written and the way Gomez was drawn and descripted, that's his name is escaping me, Guzman, the guy playing the role of Gomez Addams, he looks appropriate. He's supposed to look like that. And a lot of people are upset, saying that, oh, they got him wrong. He's so ugly, he's weird looking. And I'm like, no, just do a little bit of research and find out that that's what he's supposed to look like. Like, they really did a good job. Also, round of applause for Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's 53 years old and is playing Morticia Addams and looks fabulous. Anyway, if you are a fan of the Addams Family in any sort of way, I recommend watching Wednesday. It does get a little deep and twists and turns and makes you think a little bit. So I'm into that kind of stuff. So if, I'd give it a shot. See if you enjoy it. Anyway, bringing it back. On the couch, watching an episode, and I'm just like forcing myself to stay awake. And it wasn't because I didn't enjoy it. It's because I couldn't stay awake. And so my husband, he decided he's going to start cleaning in the bedroom too. And I said, great, fantastic. My side of the bed has always been neater than his side of the bed, just because he has more space on his side than I do, because we lined up the bed centered with certain aspects of the room. And it just made sense to put more space on the one side, because then that's where the one dresser would go. I'm not getting into the semantics of our bedroom, but he made a bigger mess. We'll just say he made a bigger mess. And he started cleaning, and he pulled the vacuum out. We have an in-house vacuum. One of the greatest inventions of humankind, I'm gonna say. No lugging of a vacuum up and down the stairs. All we have is a hose, and it clicks into the wall on both floors, and it's just fabulous. So he started vacuuming, and well, before he went up, I'm like, where are you going? He was, I'm gonna go clean the bedroom. Come upstairs. I said, okay. So I went upstairs and I laid down in the bed, and Maisie jumped in. Maisie's been such a great nurse. She'll come sleep, or at least lie next to me. No prompting, no nothing. She just, that's my baby. That's my dog. I love her so much. So I'm laying down and I'm like halfway, I'm in some kind of twilight because I'm aware that the lights are on. I'm aware that he's vacuuming. I'm aware that I'm lying there, but I can't be bothered to move or acknowledge anything. Such a weird state of being. We went downstairs again and he asked if I wanted to watch another episode, and I was like, no, because I can't focus. And he made his pouty face. I said, will it make you happy? And so we took that as yep, and he turned it back on. So we watched another episode and it got even deeper, and it's just wow. And I was like, I don't want to drink coffee because at this point it was like 4:00. But at the same time, I might as well have had coffee because I'm sleepy anyway. Like my mind was going like this. I didn't have any coffee. And then he had to go out and do his walk. I wish he would take the baby with him, but walking with Maisie is always a challenge because she's not going to just walk. She is going to sniff, 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 explore, sniff, explore. Like she's all over the place. So, and that irritates him a little bit because he needs to get his walking done because he has the Apple Watch. And he's on like a 67-day streak of filling his rings or something like that. Like, I'm very proud of him. I mean, his job makes him walk a lot, so he gets to fulfill his rings at his job. But on weekends, he's got to hustle. And I give him a lot of credit. But I can't walk with him because I can't keep up with him, and I can't walk long distances anyway. So I used to take the scooter out and just ride with him. And he doesn't even want to do that anymore, so whatever. So I'm sitting with the dog, and the dog is sleeping on me, and I'm like, you're sleeping now? I put on a random documentary I found about Rachel Dolezal. You know, the woman who was born Caucasian but identified as African American, and I only got about 20 minutes into it when my husband came home, and he actually picked up a pizza with extra cheese because he knows me. Even though we had leftovers, we'd been eating leftovers for days, so it was a nice little break to have some pizza. And after we ate, I was just like, buddy, I can't. I just can't. And he goes, go upstairs. I said, you want to come with me? He goes, no, I'm going to go for another walk. I said, okay. And instead of him coming home and waking me up after his walk, he just let me sleep. I woke up around 2 a.m. It's now 4:49 a.m. I woke up around 2. I'm sort of awake now, so I said, oh goody, let me do a film. So I don't know what I'm sick with, and I don't understand why I'm so exhausted. I don't understand why I'm so tired. I have no appetite. I don't want to eat. I mean, I usually have 2 slices of pizza. I could barely finish one. Leftovers on my plate were like a spoonful of each thing. Something is really off. But the problem is when someone like me goes to the doctor, like my primary care, my PCP, it's called a primary care physician, knows me very well. And she doesn't judge me. Like when I go to her and I say this hurts, she doesn't look at me and go, we'll lose some weight like some doctors do. She looks and goes, all right, let's figure out what's going on. Like I'm supposed to go for a bunch of blood work because she wants to do more testing to see what other autoimmune issues I have going on, because clearly something is wrong. But whenever she sends me to a specialist outside of my endocrinologist, it's always, well, have you tried losing weight? No, I haven't. Yeah, of course I have. I can't speak for everyone, but I can say for myself, my whole life has been on and off of a fucking diet. And some people are just genetically made to not be thin, and that's fine. And for a while there, I had accepted myself and really loved myself, and I was comfortable. And then this whole thing with Simstagram happened, and I know I keep hinting at it, and I'm very sorry. I will get into it, just not yet. So, anyway, I'm afraid to go to the doctor because I don't need another specialist looking at me and going, oh, we'll just lose some weight. Nobody. Weight has nothing to do with this. I am exhausted mentally and physically, and I don't know why. And that's what's going on with me right now. Time for another eye cream. We're going to go with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue. This again is a sample size. I will be getting a couple of Charlotte Tilbury samples. One from Sephora because I attended one of their little Rouge members master classes, which is always a good time. And then also because I attended an actual Charlotte Tilbury masterclass from their website. And my understanding is that I'm going to be receiving a deluxe sample of the magic cream from Sephora and then possibly an umbrella. I don't know. And then something from Charlotte Tilbury, I hope. I didn't read the fine print. I just signed up because I wanted to do kind of like a compare and contrast, see what Sephora had to offer versus what Charlotte directly was doing. Charlotte herself wasn't on the masterclass, but I believe someone who is related to her was, because they had the same, here I go, assuming, because they had the same last name and they were very, very highly involved in the company. So I just figured, okay, well, maybe it's a niece or cousin or something and what have you. But the downside about the Charlotte Tilbury exclusive masterclass was that it happened on Thursday. You know what I just talked about, Thanksgiving. And so I figured what I would do is I would just have it on the screen and I would mute it because I was visiting with my family. They wouldn't let you mute it. And I tried to put the volume all the way down and they limited the volume. I didn't know that anybody can do that. I didn't know that technology was available. So here I am trying to keep it as quiet as possible. And my mother-in-law's looking at me going, do you hear that? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on like a masterclass thing because I want to get some free samples. And she was like, oh, okay. Now this may be the last or second to last thing that I put on my face, but it's the Tasha, the Dewy Skin Cream. This is their sample size, and that's fine by me because it's plenty of product, and I'm not getting a focus here, but you could tell what it is, right? Oh yeah, how could I forget? Not trying to be too grody. Oh, should I put a content warning? I cut my thumb, but it looks better than this does, so. There. Nope, not gonna let me. And of course, it's in a place where there's pressure put on it and it hurts. And this happened right before, like on Thanksgiving Day, and I don't know what I cut it on. Nobody knows. I have no clue. It showed up. I was sitting doing something innocuous and I looked down and saw a line on my thumb. I thought it was a piece of fuzz, so I went to pick it. Ugh. Anyway, so we're gonna use the Tasha cream just a little bit between the fingers. I love this stuff. It's so soothing and refreshing, and it's very rich. And it actually kind of reminds me, in a weird, removed way, of rice, or like cooking rice, or like jasmine rice. It is a Japanese product, and Japanese people do eat and cook with a lot of rice. I mean, just in my bathroom is where I have all of my facial wash stuff, and even the Tasha is called the rice wash. So it's a very lovely scent. It's not strong, but you know, just that little bit is all I needed. And it goes on, and it just, all this stuff that I'm putting on my skin is just soaking right up, which says to me either A, I always use too much product, or B, my skin is slightly dehydrated. But even just from sitting here and putting on a few products, I can feel I don't know if I necessarily see any difference, but my skin can feel it. This is just, I don't know. I don't even know what to do about it anymore, but okay. So I got my Tasha on. Oh yeah, and I found it kind of interesting, not related to skincare, makeup, or my health or anything like that, but 3 what I consider to be frivolous food lawsuits. 1, a woman in Florida is suing Kraft Heinz over the inaccurate or misleading preparation time listed on the Ready Mac. That's the stuff. It comes in a cup with the noodles and a packet of sauce, and you just pour it in together. I don't think there's butter involved. You mix it up and you nuke it. You microwave it for 3.5 minutes. Those are the instructions. Well, this woman is alleging that that is incredibly misleading and it takes much longer than that to prepare, and it's very expensive. It's like $11 American for 8 cups, and it's a heartache on her because she has little time available. Her time is precious because, right, nobody's time is precious. Anyway, and she stretches her dollar as far as it can go and feels that it's a ripoff. And again, with the misleading time, and Heinz is like, seriously? Number 2, Italy's most famous pasta, according to the internet, Barilla. Is it Barilla or Barilla? I can never get that because I know the Spanish pronunciation, 2 L's makes a Y sound. But every time I hear it advertised, it's Barilla. Barilla pasta is apparently not made in Italy. So somebody is suing for that. And number 3, Texas Pete hot sauce is being sued because it's made in North Carolina. Are we serious? We're serious about this now. These are the things that are important. We are degenerating as a species, I swear to God. All that aside, I'm going to try a new product. I have Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Ice. And it says, wet look shine, nourishing wear, mint to cool plus refresh. And I don't think it gives a shade. I don't know if it gives a blue shade, but it shows on the top of the box, blue, cold hearted. So let's try it out. That's kind of nice. I have the heat ones, and they're kind of intense. Not as intense as the lip injection extreme, but they were serious. All right, so this has a nice big applicator, like just a regular doe foot applicator. And the lip product itself seems kind of thick. Definitely smells and tastes of peppermint right out the gate. It tingles. But that's nice. As you can see, it's not blue. It's not tinted or anything. It does give a shine. You know, there's no glitter in it or anything, but it definitely gives a very vibrant shine. Moderate to small stickiness, but it's very hard to get a product of this caliber of shine without a little bit of stickiness. But yeah, it's really tingling my lips, and that's kind of nice. I like it. Well, I'm certainly droned on long enough. This video is about 3 times longer than I thought it would be, but I've noticed as we've progressed through, I'm almost waking up. I'm feeling a little bit better. I think talking about it, getting it off my chest, and then taking care of my skin, and then of course this lip product, which is fantastic. It's been on my lips for like 10 minutes and it's still very cool. Not the tingling wears off after a few minutes, but the coolness stays. So I think that's waking me up a little bit, and I'm just overall feeling a little bit better. So I have you to thank for that, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have an audience to make these videos, although I made them talking to myself in the beginning, but no, I know I have a bunch of you who look forward to my blathering, so I have you to thank for me feeling better. After approximately 2.5 hours, I have to reapply the Kenzie perfume because it is now almost undetectable. But it's still a lovely fragrance, and the price point is great. Although that's probably why it needs reapplication, but I'm not going to complain because I do like how they smell. And on that note, this feels like a good place to stop. Thank you, as always, for coming and hanging out with me and my randomness. We have hit, as of recording, 84 subscribers, so thank you, welcome. We are now 16 away from the big 100, and what happens when we hit 100? We do a giveaway. It's a multi-part giveaway. So if I reach 100 subscribers, there will be a multi-part giveaway of some products that have been seen in my videos and others that have not. I am itching to do this giveaway because I have been ramping it up and talking about it for a while. You guys are probably getting sick of hearing about it, but I'm just going to keep talking about it until we get there. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do the thing! Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, hydrate, drink plenty of water, slather that SPF on your face, and have the day that you deserve, which I hope is fabulous. Bye!